Good everyone, how are you? Welcome. Now, I've got a new sign in the background. It was too bright. That one. And it's ridiculously bright. Hang on. Got to get it down. Turn it right down. No, that looks shit, doesn't it? It's flashing. Spewing, I've got my new neon buckaroonie sign for the live feeds, and it's bloody off-putting, isn't it? Anyway, so be it. That'll have to go out in the shed now. When I get my new barbecue area, I'll put it out in the shed. Anyway, there it is. Oh, I'm spewing that. I turned it right down. It was still too bright. Hope you're all well. Sunday, the 7th of June. Bloody, isn't the year going quick, everyone? Boy, oh boy. Who else we got on? Nathan's on, Chrissy Anderson, all the usual suspects. Lukey Reed, how are you? Lukey, I was just watching Molly's latest clip down in southwest Tassie. She was in Queenstown and Strawn. My God, that's one part of Tassie I haven't been, and next time I go to Tassie, I'm going over there. It looks bloody beautiful. No one around, but just stunning countryside. So down that southwest, really worth a look. So I'll be doing that next time I come to Tassie, mate. G'day, Jared. How are you? Jared saying loud and clear. Thanks, mate. Thanks for letting us know. It's always good to know me audio and everything's working okay. Spewing that buckaroonie sign didn't work, everyone. It's too bloody bright. What did I do with the remote? I don't even know what. Here it is up here. Yeah, so that's on the lowest setting and it's still too bright. Yeah, oh, well, I should have got that in. Now, no, I actually said to them, can you do that in blue? And they did it in white. So anyway, that'll go out in the shed or hanging up for the barbecue area at night, and I can put it on at night out in the barbecue area. So anyway, stiff shit. And speaking of which, everyone, hang around. I've got a few prize giveaways this morning because with that thing, they also sent me some of these three of these little, like a Perspex buckaroonie thing and a heap of key tags. So I've got some prize giveaways this morning, some Aussie shirts that I had left over, 3 Aussie polos. I've got some Fecky shirts too. So there's 6 prizes to give away this morning, everyone. So hang in there and we'll ask you a question, and it's going to be first in gets to win the prize. And I just got another batch of stubby coolers, so I'll send each prize, each of the 6 prizes, there'll be 2 stubby coolers as part of it, a shirt, and yeah, so, and 3 of them come with one of these and 2 key rings, not all 6, so 3 of the prizes come with that. So hang around, you could win something, everyone, if you've been studying up on your Mr. Buckaroonie trivia. Anyway, we'll talk about the camping trip. Who was it? Someone said, don't send Buck down a rabbit hole today, everyone. There's no politics today. No politics. It's all about camping, and we'll keep it at that. So someone said, please don't send Buck down a politics rabbit hole. I've been getting away from that shit, everyone, because it was doing my head in. So I'm just trying to keep it all back to camping. And, yeah, I was just getting too angry with the world, getting into current politics and the state of play. So I'm not going there. I just try and scroll on from that shit now. We all know how bad it is. So we'll stick to positive stuff, and a really good subject to talk about to keep everyone happy. I think is camping and camp cooking and all that. Everyone, we all agree on that stuff, don't we? That it's fantastic. So we'll stick with that. The angry Mr. Buckaroonie's gone, everyone. I'll keep him off camera from now on. Yeah, I know, exactly right. Grant, stress more, stress less, camp more. I know, mate. But anyway, it still pisses you off when you turn the news on and you see what's going on. But and you know, it's pretty sad. You put all these camping things up on Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is, and that was getting all the negative stuff gets the views, and it's all the positive stuff that you put all the work and hard work into. It doesn't get any traction, but all the negative stuff you do and come on and have a 3-minute rant about something, and you just like getting 100, 200, 300, 2,000 comments. What was the one I did on something, the dead koalas after the wind turbines? I had something like 2,000 comments. that, not just views, comments about that. It's all the negative stuff that generates the thing. And it's blokes like all the little YouTube channels that do camping and that, we kind of get left out in the dark a bit. You get bloody no one notices you. You got to come on in a bikini or have a rant about something to get noticed on YouTube now, everyone, which makes it even more why a lot of YouTubers are quitting now. Like AI's taken over a lot now. A lot of people are doing AI stuff. I was watching this, what I thought was a band, a heavy metal band, and turns out it's AI. So you don't even know what you're watching anymore half the time. It's ridiculous. Yeah. The footy, Mara will go through the footy. I'm not happy. My Cowboys are hopeless, guys. They're not going well at all. Marky Lavell's on, is he? Where's Mark? Yeah, there he is. He's on. Mark's Parramatta plays on Monday. Everyone, you've got a public holiday down in New South Wales on Monday, do you? Because there's a footy game on Monday, so there must be a public holiday. The Rowies are on. G'day, Rowies. Wollongong, same ocean. Hi, Buck from Rowies. We're at Airlie Beach heading north. What a beautiful state. Catch up soon. I told you, mate. I told you Queensland's a good state and Airlie Beach is good. Tell you what, if you can get over and do a couple of day trips there, Rowies, do Whitehaven Beach. It always gets voted one of the best beaches in the world, not just Australia, in the world. It's always in the top 5 or whatever. June long weekend. Okay. June long weekend. Yeah, so Airlie Beach is stunning, mate. It really is very, very nice there. And if you can do some day trips over to Daydream Island or Hamilton Island or do a cruise out to the bloody Whitehaven Beach and go out on one of they have a couple of the old Sydney to Hobart Ragamuffin, I think. Remember that Ragamuffin yacht? I think that hangs around Airlie Beach now. It used to race in the Sydney to Hobarts, and it does takes tourists out on a sail on around Airlie Beach and the islands and that. It's stunning down there. The Whitsundays, that's one of the most special parts of this country. It really is. Make sure you say g'day on the way through. Let us know, Rowies, and might be able to catch up for a coffee or say g'day somewhere or meet you at a bakery for a pie and a coffee. Who knows? Bronx are gone. Yeah, so are the Cowboys, mate. We are gone. We'll talk about the footy. We'll bring up the footy score soon. Actually, we'll do them now. Now, onto the Aussie rules. My daughter, Lauren, who lives over in Bustleton in Western Australia, she's a big Freo Dockers fan. She said, Dad, we're on top of the ladder. We've had a few lean years. And she said, the year after Nate Fyfe, which was their best player, retires, and they're on top of the ladder. So Fyfey's probably thinking, they're better off without me. He was a very good player, wasn't he, Nate Fyfe? And, or Nat Fyfe? Nate, I think it was. Anyway, so I think Freo had a win last night. I saw in the Brisbane Lions had a win against the Gold Coast, I think, in the Aussie rules. And Lauren's team, Freo, is on top of the ladder. So good on Freo. They were down the bottom there for a while, having a few lean years. But it's good to see some of the lower teams getting back up and doing well, isn't it? You don't want to see the same teams on the bottom all the time. You want to see them coming up and having a go. Anyway, let's go through the Thursday night. Paulie Martin's Manly Warringah Sea Eagles, everyone. How good's Paulie's team going? Is Paulie on? I don't know if he is. But since Kieran Foran has taken over Manly, they are doing very, very well. How's the old coach must feel, Anthony Seibold? He must be thinking, we'll lose in every game with me. As soon as they change the coach, they look like they'll be in the grand final. Like they're doing really well. So Manly beat the Rabbits 28-14 Thursday night, and then a great game Friday night. Wasn't the main game either. It should have been. Melbourne Storm 32, Newcastle Knights 30. That was a good game. That was a good game of footy. Bloody one team would score, then the other team would score, and the other team just couldn't shake each other. It went down to the wire, but the Storm hung on there. Well done to the Storm, 32-30. Storm are at home. Canberra disappointing this year. They were minor premiers last year, I think, Canberra, and they're really struggling this year. Roosters 26, Canberra 0. I think the Roosters will be around in the semis this year. I don't think they'll take it out, but they'll certainly be up there. Last night, everyone, I said to Mark Lavelle, I said, Cowboys, they don't look good, mate, at halftime. They were still in it at halftime against Roz's Dolphins, but they just looked poor last night. There was something there that just didn't look right to me. I said, you watch the Dolphins run away with it in the second half, Marky, and sure enough, they did. Roz's Dolphins, fins up, 40. The Cowgirls, 14. Can you believe that? And the Cows were at home too. Useless. Their defence is woeful, everyone. The Cowboys got to learn how to tackle again. They are woeful. And what an upset last night. Gold Coast Titans 28 beat the Broncos in their fancy black outfit with all the silver, flash silvery stuff there. It was a bit overdone, I thought, the silver. Titans 28, Broncos 23. Titans got a late try. Good on the Titans. Good stuff. Broncos won the comp last year, guys, and they don't even look like getting in the 8 at the moment. Terrible. And today we got West Tigers versus the Panthers. The Panthers should get up on that one, shouldn't they? Sharkies against the Dragons. I'm going the Sharks at home there. The Sharks should get. And then tomorrow, the Bull Grubs are up against Marky Lavelle's Eels. So let's go. Parramatta Eels. Let's hope Parramatta get up there, everyone, against the Russ's Bull Grubs. And Brett, speaking of Brett, everyone, don't listen to Brett from SMG Sports. But me horse is racing tomorrow. Harry's yacht. This is Friday I'm talking to Brett. Me horse is racing tomorrow. Harry's yacht. He's a good thing. He's got heaps of places. He only lost by 60 centimetres the other day to get second. And if he another 60 centimetres, he would have won 100,000 in prize money and all that. And he's doing really well. So I sent Brett $50. I said 25 each way on Harry's yacht. 25 each way. I didn't hear back from Brett. I thought, I bet he didn't run a place. I put 25 each way on him yesterday. Brett, where'd he run? 4th. I said, send him to the bloody Pal factory. Useless. So Brett's horse, who's been winning and coming second and all this, and then as soon as I put money on him, he comes 4th. Harry's yacht. So bloody, he didn't have his sales up yesterday, old Harry's yacht. Had his sales down, he come 4th because I bet on him. So don't listen to Brett from SMG Sports. If he tries to get you to put money on his horse, everyone, don't do it. It's a nag. It's still running. Unbelievable. Russ Longson's on saying go up the doggies. Up the doggies. No, they're shit this year too, Russ. They're almost as bad as the Cowboys, mate. Yes, I do. I've got a candle going. It's one of those Belinda. It's not because I'm going to the other side or anything. It's because it's a smelly, one of those nice smelly ones. So I gave the room a vacuum out yesterday and that. It's one of those scented candles and it makes the room smell nice. So I thought I might do that. And I'm spewing because I have my new bloody, which cost me $300 and it's too bright. I asked him actually to put the buckaroony in. That looks heaps better in real life. In real life, that looks really good. The Tasmania's in yellow, Australia's in orange, and then the buckaroony writing's in white. It looks really good to the naked eye, but on camera, that looks terrible. So that's going to go out in the shed or the barbecue area now, everyone. When I get my new barbecue area done, I'll hang that up so at night time I can turn it on and have a nice buckaroony sign at night in the barbecue area. So that's where that'll end up if the tradie ever turns up to do it for me. Sounds like a good setup. Yeah, I will be. The barbecue area, it's going to be good. Nick New, Belinda Scott, that's okay. I was just hoping your sign wasn't... So no, it wasn't the sign catching fire. I do have a candle going there, Belinda. Yes. Show us the light. Yeah, it doesn't. It looks shit on camera, Russ. That's, you wait till you see it 100%. That's 100%, everyone. I put it down to 25. It's still too bright. Like the white light is, that's shite. Even the live on air, everyone. Where's the remote for that? The live on air. Oh no, that's not it. Like that microphone in the middle is blue. It's like a beautiful blue color with pink, and the outside's pink, but it just looks white on camera. So these fluoro lights on camera look bloody terrible. That live on air sign, the microphone's blue and the outside's pink, and it looks really, really good to the naked eye. But it's just it's a shame anyway. And that Buckaroony sign, that's going to have to go out in the shed now, everyone. Now, let's get into the camping side of things. I mentioned something a few weeks ago on YouTube, everyone, and I get a message the other day. There's something waiting at Bunnings for you. So, guys, when I mention something on YouTube, it's not a hint for someone to go out and buy me stuff and that, but I do appreciate it. So, I'm going to give him a shout out. Dean Beck up in Cairns, you bugger. He sends me a thing. He says, Buck, there's something waiting at Bunnings for you. Go and pick it up. So, anyway, as I said, I did my Weber pizza cook up the other night in the Weber, and I said that my stone cracked. I didn't have a pizza stone. So Dean's gone and got me a pizza stone set at Bunnings, which comes with a pizza stone, the stand, and the cutter. So thanks for that, mate. That you'll see that feature on some of in my pizza cook-up series. And I also remember mentioning these things a few weeks ago now for when you shred meat, everyone. And he got me, slacking, are you here? The bear claws, everyone. Me Wolverine bear claws. So when you do a slow, I have to do a pulled pork and that now. So you put your bear claws on and you rip the meat apart. These things are very sharp, and you just get the meat and just shred it. So they're your bear shredders. And I'll tell you what, they're made of hard plastic. You put your hand through them like knuckle dusters. And I'll tell you now, if someone come into your house at night and you put a bloody bang bang combo onto them and whack that into their neck, that'd kill them. You get that in there, Gonski. The old bear claws, everyone. They are brutal. They are I arrested a guy one night. He's an Asian lad. Forget what I got him for. Anyway, when I searched his car, he had knuckle dusters in there. And he had one like a glove, and he sewed stuff on the outside of it. And one of the knuckle dusters had bike chain that was like sewn on. So when he punched, it was like you got hit in the face by a bike chain. There was heaps of bike chain on there. And the other one was brutal. You know, the big stuff you secure shade cloth down with. It's like shade cloth nailing. It's like a big square thing with a heap of those things out of it. So you tack shade cloth down. He had that sewn on the outside of a glove. So he had one out of bike chain and one with his shade cloth nailing poking outwards. So if you got punched by that, so I arrested him for, I forget what it was. There's a thing in the Weapons Act there where you're not allowed to have knuckle dusters. So I got him for that offence. But how's that for a set of knuckle dusters? The old bear claws for pulling your slow cooked meat apart. They're at Bunnings, everyone. The old bear claws. If you're into your slow cooked meat or pulled porks, pulled beef, and that, or even just shredding chicken for you're doing Mexican dishes and you slow cook your chicken breast and that up. Use the bear claws and rip them apart. So that's off a black bear, everyone, not a grizzly, not a brown bear. There they are, and that is. There. I have to keep them beside the bed in case I get a home invasion. Anyway, so there you go. Dean Beck, thank you so much, mate, for that. So the pizza stone set and me meat shredders. Yeah, Wolverine claws. Good stuff. So you'll see me. I don't know. I don't eat pork, everyone, but I might have to do a nice slow-cooked pulled pork in Jack Turtle's poiky or something, everyone. Do a really slow-cooked shoulder of pork or something, and then use the bear claws to shred it and then do some pulled pork rolls or something like that. So, yeah, it's a bloody, the sign is very bright, mate. It's too bright. And as I said, it doesn't look good on camera. The bloody live on air thing's multicolored too, and it just looks white. Anyway, it just must be the camera in the computer. Thought you were going for a walk, Fuller. Go and take the dogs for a walk. Yep, I got my name everywhere. I certainly have. I got it on my shirt. Where else can I see it? Poster that was given to me. That poster was given to me. That one there's going up in the shed. There's more a Rafa around than me anyway. So anyway, let's do the weather report from here. Everyone's going on about how cold it is. And it's for North Queensland. Oh, just glorious weather at the moment, everyone. Just the best camping weather. Cool nights, chilly nights, and beautiful warm days. Absolutely fantastic. So let's go to Living Earth. Ravenshoe, where I just came from. We'll be talking about Ravenshoe in a minute, everyone. Lower 9 this morning in Ravenshoe and a higher 21, and it's sunny and 16 up on the Tablelands. Innisfail, 19, currently 19. So anything under 20 is chilly up here. And it's 19 at the moment, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So chilly morning. Had an extra bloody. I had 2 Doonas on the bed last night because it got under 20. Everyone, it was rather chilly. Rafa's sleeping up on the bed with us again. He said, "Too cold down here, Dad. Get me up on the bed in the Doonas, please." Currently 19 and sunny. Lower 14 and a higher 24. So yeah, that's a normal winter's day up here. 24, 25 during the day. So in the middle of the day up here, when the sun's, it is beautiful. It is just beautiful weather to go exploring, go walking, go bushwalking, walking along the beach, go out driving. Absolutely fantastic. London, it's midnight up there. So Steve W. and Andy Riches are probably in bed at the moment. I don't expect to see either of them on. Or Scruffy Bollocks. Overcast and 13 in London, everyone. Toronto, Slacken. Had a good chat with Slacken last night. He's probably out at the moment. Haven't seen him on. He was going out with Becca tonight. It's 7 o'clock at night. Slacken was going out with his daughter Becca, and they were going out to have a nice curry somewhere in town. So it was good. Mark said, "Yep, getting to take my daughter out, and we're going to go to a nice curry place and have a nice curry tonight." So Slacken will be out having a curry at the moment. 25 degrees. So he said it has been nice warm weather up in Toronto. I said, "Mate, you must really enjoy the warm weather after those long, cold winters up there. They must just love seeing the sun." I guess when you do get to see the sun, 25 in Toronto, everyone. So it's just going dark there soon. Still light at the moment. 25 is a beautiful day, especially after you've just had a long winter of snow and all that type of stuff. So hope you're enjoying your curry, Slacken. Bustleton, Western Australia. Lauren's over there at the moment. It's still 7 o'clock in the morning over in West Aussie. That's another reason I can't come on early, Steve, is West Aussie's 2 hours behind, mate. Foggy and 14 over in Busso. Mike Blakely up in Denver, Colorado. I don't know if Mike's on. Oh, wow, 31 degrees and rain showers. So she's 31 Celsius up in Denver, Colorado. John and Dana, everyone. Portland, Oregon. I think, are they home? I'm not quite sure if John's home from his trip at the moment. What's Portland? 18 and cloudy at the moment, 18 Celsius. Auckland, Phil Weber over the ditch. It's 11 o'clock in the morning over there. And have we got, haven't seen him on yet. Keep an eye out for Go Always a Little Further, everyone. Joe's over there in New Zealand as well that started watching a few of the clips. So, Joe, if you see this, mate, hope you're well. Love watching your channel. Go Always a Little Further. We'll talk about that. I'm hoping to have him on a live feed one night, everyone. He's got an amazing story to tell. He really has. Passed the New Zealand SA selection course and then came over, passed the Australian SA selection course and spent several years with the Australian SAS regiment, went to Afghanistan with them. And Kiwi guy. And wow, hasn't he got a story? Amazing. So Auckland, 16 degrees in Auckland. Melbourne, 11 degrees down in Melbourne at the moment, a low of 9 and a high of 18. So, yeah, the lows are fine. You expect that, don't you? It's just the trouble with down south, it doesn't get warm enough during the day. You can put up with the cold nights, but it doesn't get warm enough during the day to thaw you out. Sydney, low of 8, high of 19. Once again, not hot enough. Needs to get up in the mid-20s. 11 degrees in Sydney at the moment for all you cockroaches down there. Launceston, Lukey Reed, you're copping some good weather lately, Lukey. Lonnie, low of 8, a high of 17, but 17 in Launceston, everyone, feels like 25 anywhere else. When you've been to Tassie, you experience the sun down there. It's pretty harsh. And 17, it'll feel like low 20s, sunny and 12. Good on you, Lukey. Get out and enjoy the sun, mate. Adelaide, 9 and sunny. So it's currently 9 degrees in Adelaide and sunny in Adelaide. Darwin. No, I haven't got any figures for Darwin. Perth, 10 degrees. Brisbane, sunny and 14 in Brizzy at the moment for all the Brisbaneites down there. Once again, low of 9. So Brizzy gets just as cool as Melbourne, but it gets up to 21. 21 in Brisbane. That's a nice day too, isn't it? Probably, yeah, I like the mid-24s, 24 here today. 24, 25 is just perfect winter weather during the day. And Ravenshoe, 16 and sunny. Just come back from Ravenshoe, everyone, which is Queensland's highest town, if you didn't know. You'll see that on the thing. Hope you've all watched my first video that is out. Just to let you know, from my last camping trip up to Ravenshoe with Rafa, 6 videos coming out of that one. I've got six out of it, and they're all around the half-hour long. So, yeah, I did a lot of cook-ups and all that type of stuff. We're going to talk in depth. G'day, Swag and Sisters. How's Rory and Kenzie? Morning all, 17 degrees on the Gold Coast. Nice. The cold weather is the best camping weather, though. Yeah, absolutely, Green, it is, mate. And that's why you don't see me camping in summertime up here. It's too hot, too humid, mate. Too humid. Unless you go out in the caravan, just stay in the caravan in the aircon. People go, oh, you got aircon in the caravan, but if I wanted to stay in the aircon, I'll just stay at home and do it. Why go out and do it in the caravan and have to stay in the caravan with the aircon on? It just defeats the purpose. Abergowrie. 4 a.m. this morning at Abergowrie, which is outside Ingham, everyone, about 2 hours south of where I live. It was 7 degrees this morning down there at 4 a.m., Lynn. What are you doing up at 4 a.m.? That's what happens when you work on a farm, I guess. 4 a.m., I was counting sheep. I worked on a farm too, but a sheep farm. I was counting them in my sleep. Jeff McGovern, morning, everyone. G'day, Jeff. Hope you're well, mate. Jamie Fulton, 12 in Cessnock. Swaggins, hope Rory and Kenzie are good, Rafa said. He said, I took Rory and Kenzie's bed out camping, but I didn't sleep on it. It was too cold. He said, I slept on Dad's big blanket instead. Just got back, walked 2 kilometres. Okay. Good one, Steve. Time for grab a cup of tea, mate, and settle down, and we'll talk more about camping in a minute. Hey, before I forget, everyone, bowel cancer. I'm clear. I did my bowel cancer screening test. If you're over 50, you would have received one in the mail, everyone, in the envelope. And I know a lot of people don't like doing it. Just do it. I think that's the second or third, probably the second one I've done now. Third, maybe. You get one every 2 years after you turn 50. Thanks, Mr. Rogers. Your test negative. That means blood was not found in your samples. Apparently, if they find blood in your feces samples, then they can investigate for bowel cancer and that. And how important are they? I said to Jack Turtle, that's how Jack found out he had bowel cancer, everyone. He did one of these things, and they got it early, and Jack beat it. So with cancer, if you can get in early, some cancers, if you get in early, like bowel cancer and prostate cancer and that, you can defeat it, everyone. That's how Jack got through his, because of those bowel screening tests. So get in and do it. If you're over 50 and you get one in the mail, do it, everyone. Do it. Send it away. And, if there is something going on in there and you get it early, then you've got a chance. We only get one chance on this earth, and we've got to give ourselves every possible chance to make it as long a life as we can, and make the most of it. We're no good to anyone dead. So look after your health, everyone, if you can, All right, let's get back on to camping, everyone. I'm going to do a first giveaway. This is how it's going to work, everyone. Now, what have I got to give away? I have got 6 prizes. 6 prizes, everyone. I must have ordered extra shirts. No one's contacted me and said, Buck, I didn't get an Aussie shirt. I didn't get a Fecky shirt. So I must have ordered too many. They're a good looking shirt. Steve Fuller was on his last clip. Hey, Steve, speaking of which, the one of your submarine, mate, was bloody beaut. I really enjoyed that. The Fecky shirt, Fecky's Angels, that is a good looking shirt. Ros went into town the other day and had her polo shirt on. I said to Ros as she's walking, I said, geez, they're a good looking polo, the Fecky one. So here we go. I've got a 2XL fishing shirt, Fecky. I've got a 2XL Fecky polo. I've got a small Fecky polo. So 2XL fishing, 2XL polo, a small polo in the Fecky. So I've got 3 Fecky packages and they come with a shirt and 2 coolers. That is one prize, a shirt and 2 coolers. Then I've got an XL Aussie polo, Chiefs Buckaroony polo. I've got another XL polo and I've got a 3XL polo. Now, that prize comes with, each shirt comes with 2 coolers. One of these things, I don't know how you hang them up. It's just a Perspex thing with Mr. Buckaroony. You can blue tack it to your fridge or something like that. And 2 little Mr. Buckaroony key rings. So I've got 6 prizes. Now, first person in the comments that I see, and it's what I see, everyone. So I'm the judge. I'm like the bunker. We'll go to a video review, and whatever I see, that's how and if the NRL can get everything wrong, so can I. So I don't care if there's a video lag. I don't care. I said, Brett, what happened to your bloody horse yesterday? I just blew $50. Brett said, he's a sure thing, Buck. Harry's yacht, get on him. He's a sure thing. Send me $50. I'll put 25 each way on him. He's a sure thing. When he gets up, you'll get over $200 back. Didn't hear from Brett. Text him last night. Where'd he finish, mate? 4th. He's still running, he said. He's still running. So, bloody Harry's yacht, as I said, he was running. He didn't have his spinnaker and his sails up. He was running yesterday and didn't have his sails up. 4th is better than last. Yeah, you didn't tell me, there was only 4 horses in the race. So Nathan put $20 on him too. Yeah, that donkey ran 4th. I lost $20. So Nathan put 20 on him as well. He ain't no donkey. Give himself an uppercut. No, in all seriousness, 1,500 meters too long for him. Yeah, he's been doing well. Well, that's so Brett said. Brett's part owner of him. Margie reckons Harry had his anchor down, forgot to pull the anchor up and was dragging it. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I've got a funny joke, everyone, but it's a bit rude. And it's about an anchor dragging in the sand. It's a rude joke, but I won't tell it here. It's a beauty, but it's a beauty. Yeah, that'll be for maybe the Barra Crab, everyone. Maybe I can tell that joke at the Barra Crab. Harry lost his prop. Here we go. All the Harry yacht jokes coming out. Brett's probably gone, stick it in your ass. I'm never watching this channel again. Everyone's making fun of me horse. So anyway, Brett said he's won 800,000 so far, so that ain't too bad. No, absolutely. And that's why I put 50 on. He has been running some places. Brett said he's been running some places and he's won one or 2 races. And his last race, he got beaten by 60 centimetres for second place. And if he won that race, it would have the owners get a lot of money out of it. Anyway, he didn't do any good yesterday because Mr. Buckaroony and Nathan Schilling put money on him. So anyway, let us know when next race when he's going to be a good thing, Brett, and let me know. And yeah, we'll see. I'll see if I have another bet on him. Try and redeem myself. So that's like people who play pokies and punters on the horses. They only tell you when they win. They don't tell you how many times they lose. But anyway, all right, listen, I was out at Woodley Station recently, everyone, myself and Rafa, and you'll see it on the video. I cook up a beautiful damper. It come up a treat. And in the photo, it looked a bit overdone on the outside, but I like it, like nice and crusty. It was super fluffy. Basically, Gidgee bought me some ginger last year at the Budrum Ginger Factory on our way up to Townsville for Christmas. And it's like that dried, crystallized ginger, and it's bloody beautiful just to have like that. And anyway, so I chopped up some of that, put it through, and I used a bit of cream, self-raising flour. Instead of lemonade, I used ginger beer, Bundaberg ginger beer, and I put that in. And the ginger beer, soon as it hits the flour, it just froths up, everyone, and it just made it super, super fluffy. One of the best dampers I've tried, my ginger beer damper. You'll see it on the video when it comes up. Anyway, I had 2 slices of it. One slice I had with butter and golden syrup, as you do with damper. The other one, I put on ginger marmalade and dollop cream, so the thickened cream, and it was bloody beautiful. It was really nice. Very, very nice. Anyway, so I wrapped the damper up in a towel. Me and Rafa went for a drive into Ravenshoe. I got back, and the King's light's fallen over, the tripod light. And then I look in the gazebo because I didn't zip the gazebo up. A thief came into camp, everyone. A thief came into camp and stole my ginger beer damper. Now, what I want to know is what stole Buck and Rafa's ginger beer damper? First person to pick one of the prizes. What stole my ginger beer damper? Soon as I said, it wasn't a cassowary. No cassowaries, not a dog. No, I haven't seen it yet. Wasn't a possum. Goanna. Good. No, it wasn't a goanna, Ray. Mind you, I reckon if a goanna was in the vicinity, it would have got it. Kangaroo? No. Cow? No. The kookaburras? The kookaburras do like damper. I can vouch for that, but it wasn't the kookaburras. A teenager from Victoria? No. Monitor lizard? No. No sheep. Bird, wallaby, kookaburra, close. Bush turkey, sheep, wombat. No wombats up here. It wasn't a wombat. Crow. The crows did steal our bread. Me and Liam, it did steal our loaf of bread up in Cape York, and we had to eat our sausages with our fingers because the crows got into our... A brown snake? No. Freshwater croc? No, they're in that creek, but it wasn't that. Bandicoot? No. Magpies? No. Cockatoos are there? No. Maggies? Dog? I haven't seen it yet. A Corella? No. Butcherbirds? No. Cat? No. Emu? No. Right, Roberto, how are you? Hope you and Maria and the girls are good, mate, down there in Emerald. Good. Thanks for tuning in, Robert. See you at the Barra Crab, mate, next month. Looking forward to seeing you. Dean Beck, there he is, the legend himself, who gave me the bear claws, and it wasn't a black or brown bear that got me damper either, everyone. And ibis, no. And I'll tell you what, if there are ibises around, it would have got them. Cicado. I don't even know what that is. Dingo, no. There are dingoes around. Ants, no. Hawk, bin chicken, kids, cockatoo. Come on, everyone. This is for a shirt. I haven't seen it yet. Cats, no. Snake. Keep guessing. Kingfisher, no. Wasn't the cookies. What's that? I don't know what animal that is. Looks like I don't know what that is, Chris Anderson, but it wasn't one of them. Possum, yeah. No, it wasn't a yowie. It might have been Bigfoot. I'll tell you what, if Bigfoot come in there, he would have got the bear claws. Spider, turtle. Russ Longson. Russ Longson's got it, everyone. It was a goat. It was a goat, not goat, goats. Woodley Station runs cattle. Pig, lorikeet. Now, don't everyone come in now and go goat. Russ Longson got it, everyone. Russ Longson's got it. It was goats, everyone. Woodley Station runs cattle and they run goats. Anyway, I got back And I was reversing the car back in beside the gazebo, and I looked through the gazebo and the tea towels on the deck, and I went, something's got the damper. And I looked up, and there was about 30 goats in this herd, and they were coming through, so they were around, and I saw them, and you'll see it on video. I actually go over and question them all and ask who stole my damper, and one of the small goats dobbed in one of the big goats. You can hear him go, and he was dobbing someone in. The goats got the ginger beer damper, everyone, the whole lot of it. Not a skerrick of it left. I was going to have it with a cup of tea in the afternoon, another slice of ginger beer damper. She gone. The goats got the lot of it. Russ, what do you want? I'm tipping Russ. Russ has got an Aussie shirt and probably a Fecky shirt. Do you want to? I haven't got anything to fit you anything, Russ. Yeah, I'm the goat. Tell me about it. So, yeah, there's a big herd of goats there. And the other thing too, interesting fact with goats, when you go into Woodley, there's a big sign up and it says, everyone as cute as they are, don't pat the baby goats. Because what happens if you do, when you pat the baby goat, you leave your human scent on it, and the mother disowns it, wants nothing to do with it again. And then the baby goat's left to fend for itself. So you're not allowed to touch them and pat them. As cute as they are, the little baby goats, not allowed to pat them at Woodley because they get disowned. Give it to Jamie Fulton, but you got zero hope of a two-year fitting on me. Jamie, what do you want? Russ said to give it to Jamie Fulton. So, Jamie, come in the comments and let me know. Do you want? I've got a 3XL Aussie. I've got 2XL polos. 2 by XL polo Aussie one. I've got a 2XL Fecky fishing, 2XL Fecky polo, and a small Fecky polo. Remember, the Aussie shirts come with 2 coolers, one of those, and a couple of buckaroony key rings. Jamie, if they don't fit you, maybe Karen, or you can give it to someone you know or whatever, mate. So Jamie's taken the 3XL. Jamie's got the, yep, all right. So there you go, Jamie. Jamie's got the 3XL Aussie, a couple of buckaroony coolers, one of those Perspex buckaroony things that you can, I don't know how you glue that onto your fridge or I don't know. You'll work it out, mate. And a couple of little bloody for you and Karen. Put your camping keys on, or your, I don't know, something little buckaroony key ring, mate. So 2 of those. So Jamie's got the first one. Jamie, send me an email, mate. p.rogers65@bigpond.com. You've got the you've already got my email thing there, mate. So send me an email with your address again, please, mate. I don't keep all that stuff, and I'll post it to you on Monday, mate. So thanks to Russ Longson, Jamie's got the 3XL. So 5 prizes to go. That one took a while to get there. Russ, thank God for Russ. Everyone mentioned every animal on the ark except for the goats. So yeah, it wasn't a pterodactyl, Chris. It could have been. But I'll tell you what, I do a plain damper on the videos. You'll see it, everyone. I do a plain damper, self-raising flour, water, and a pinch of salt, traditional damper, and I did it in the coals. And didn't come up as good as I thought. Like you have to trim bits off to get to the good bits, but the stuff that I did get off that one was very nice, with obviously butter and golden syrup on it. The traditional damper, and I threw that out for the goats, thinking they'll come and eat the plain damper. Tell you what, the goats didn't get near it. The kookaburras got it all, everyone. The old cookies, they loved the damper. So, and also gave them a bit of my leftover roast beef. So what stole Buck's ginger beer damper? It was the bloody goats, everyone. And you'll see that on the upcoming videos. First video's out, everyone. If you haven't watched it, part 1, it basically just shows you my camp setup and everything at Woodley Station. Well, this is where we're going now. We're going to start talking about my camp setup. Really, really happy with it, everyone. That little garden trailer, I use it mainly for taking palm fronds and grass and stuff to the dump. But I can use it as put my camping gear in too. And as you know, when you load your when you haven't got a caravan or whatever, when you put all your camping gear in the BT50 or your four-wheel drive, you just chock a block. There's no room anywhere. Yeah, I've got a roof rack, but still, by the time you put everything in the vehicle, it's just too overloaded, everyone. Too much shit. You can't move. So with that little trailer behind me now, I've put all the camping gear in there, and then the BT50, I don't have to put anything in there. All I put in there was my phone and wallet and wrapper, and all the camping gear was in the trailer. It's just so really good. Speaking of the trailer, everyone, this is for another prize. So my little garden trailer that I got, me and Roz, I have put on some accessories to turn it into, like, to help me when I go out camping. What 3 accessories have I put onto that trailer to make it into a camping? What 3 things have I put on there to make it into a camper trailer? I want the 3 things. No, I want all 3, Roberto. Awning's one of them. Nathan nailed that. Nathan nailed that quickly. Nathan, you've got it, mate. A King's awning, 270 awning, bazooka water tank, and the toolbox on the front for storing the big King's blue box on the front. Drawbar, which I put my Blue Eddy and all that, and I can lock that up so if anything valuable, like the Blue Eddy and my drone and all that, can go in there. Beaker, awning, trunk, water pipe. Yeah, Beaker, but Nathan beat you to it, mate. So, Nathan, what do you want? Well done, everyone. Yous were all over that one. Yous were all over that. I'll tell you what, Nathan was quick on that one. I can't believe how Rob Nobley was on it, everyone, but he only put 1 out of the 3. Robert, I needed all 3. Box bazooka awning. Yeah, that would have done it, Ray. The big blue King's box on the front, which isn't bolted into the drawbar, everyone. There are brackets that are welded onto the drawbar specifically for a toolbox. So someone said, mate, you should know that you don't drill through your drawbar. It weakens it. And I went, smart ass, it's not drilled through the drawbar. There's actually specific toolbox mounts welded to the drawbar that the trailer company thinks about this shit. So, yeah, that's the type of shit you get, everyone. Everyone trying to rubbish your ideas and all that, and then you just shoot them down in flames. So the toolbox isn't mounted into the drawbar, everyone. There's brackets welded to the drawbar with mounting points so you can drill through. So, righto. So Nathan's getting an XL Aussie shirt, and that comes with Nathan. One of those buckaroony things, mate. 2 coolers and 2 key rings for Nathan. Send me your email. Text me through your address again, Nathan. I've probably got it. It just saves me looking again, mate. So that's the second one down, everyone. Well done on that. Geez, Nathan, you're quick on the bloody. Nathan must be like the young girl. The young girl. You see him when I text on my phone, everyone. It's like tongue out, and it's like a chicken pecking. You're gonna peck like that on the thing, and then you see the young kids they're going 1,000 miles an hour with both their thumbs. I don't know how they do that shit. That must be what Nathan, was that Chloe on your phone doing that? I reckon Chloe was on there typing it for you, because I don't reckon you'd be fast enough to do that. So there you go. There's 2 prizes down, 4 to go, everyone. Jamie Fulton's got 1. He's got the 3XL Aussie shirt, and Nathan's got the XL Aussie polo and the other stuff for his daughter Chloe. So we've still got an XL Aussie polo left, everyone. We got a 2XL Fecky fishing shirt, long sleeve, a 2XL Fecky polo, and a small Fecky polo. They're a beautiful looking shirt, the Fecky ones, everyone. The Fecky shirts don't come with this thing, everyone. I've only got 3 of those. But it does come with a couple of stubby coolers, buckaroony stubby coolers, okay? So, rightio, we'll keep going, and then we'll keep talking about the Woodley Station camp and what I really like about it. I want to talk about the Big Daddy Air swag and all that type of stuff. Really impressed with that. So we might do one more giveaway and keep you all interested, everyone. So, as you know, we've got a good mate over in Oregon, John, everyone. John Behan, I'll just say Behan, and ex-Marine and all that. And he's got a little YouTube channel, 143JKRD. And it's a great little channel. And John and Dana, his wife, I don't know if they're still on it or they've just got back from it. They did a beautiful camping trip over into another couple of states from Oregon into a couple of other states of the USA. They went to a place called the Green Teton Ranges or mountains or whatever. What state is that in, everyone? What state of the United States was John's latest clip when him and Dana were in the Green Tetons? What state? What state was John and Dana in recently? And they were in the Green Tetons. And then, no, not Utah, not Wyoming, not Montana. They're heading to Montana, but they weren't there yet. No, they're heading to Montana, but they had to go through some other states to get there. No, it wasn't Texas, too far south. Nevada? No, Nevada's a bloody... No. Nebraska? No, it wasn't. Wyoming? No. Why you're in the vicinity now. Washington? No, Washington's further north. Pete Donlan, Beaker's got it, everyone. Beaker's got it. Idaho. So it's bloody Oregon. And then to get to Wyoming, they have to go through Idaho. And they went through the Green Teton National Park and some beautiful snow-capped mountains and that, everyone. And then I think in their next clip, they're going to be in Yellowstone National Park, which is in, I think it's in Idaho and also the bottom of Montana, not Wyoming. So Idaho, but they're going to be in Yellowstone National Park, and hopefully they get to say to Yogi and Boo Boo when they're up there in Yellowstone. Or was that Jellystone? Where was Yogi and Boo Boo from, everyone? Jellystone National Park. Is that near Yellowstone National Park? I don't know. Righto, so Beaker got that. Pete Donlan, what do you want, Pete? I've got the Fecky. I've got a 2XL fishing, 2XL Fecky polo, a small Fecky polo, and I've still got an XL Aussie polo, which comes with the that couple of coolers and some key rings, Pete. So I'll just wait to see what Pete wants. And if nothing fits you, mate, I'm tipping a 2XL might fit you, Pete. East Coast Campers. What a Chris. Chrissy Anderson. I only just read that. Oh dear. Pete's going. The 2XL Ficky? I sounded like a Kiwi. I sounded like Pete McMurtry then, everyone, and Phil Webber. The Ficky, not the Fecky, the Ficky fishing shirt. Bro, the Ficky fishing shirt. So, this is out of the packet, mate. It fell out. It's still brand new, but, mate, the 2XL Fecky fishing shirt. Pete, if you don't know, Fecky, good mate of ours, a great community member, used to help us out on all the camping events, mate. We did this one, and Kobe, his son, as we know, they both took their own lives, everyone, and everyone's quite aware of that. And Kobe's sister and Fecky's daughter, Eden, ran a footy carnival earlier this year out in Roma in memory of her dad and her brother, who played for the Wallumbilla Surratt Red Bulls. So she ran a team out called Fecky's Angels, and it was a wonderful competition. We did a shirt up for it in memory of Fecky and Kobe. So, Pete, if anyone asks, mate, that was all to do with supporting suicide awareness, and all the money we made from the shirts and that all went towards, Eden donated it towards, was it the Black Dog Institute or suicide awareness, something to do with suicide awareness, anyone, because her dad and her brother both fell to suicide, everyone. It's a horrible subject to talk about, but it's an important subject that we need to talk about. And it happens way too often. Everyone goes on about, oh, the amount of veterans that are, it's not just veterans and that, it's everyone, a lot of people for different reasons take their own life, everyone. It's a horrible thing. So there you go, Pete. 2XL Fecky fishing shirt, mate, which is a bloody good looking shirt and a couple of coolers. So send me through your thing. Who's that? Nathan. Oh, yeah, Nathan's. I should have known your address off the top of my head, Nathan. And I would have had it in the computer there somewhere, mate. Thanks for that. So well done to Pete Donald and everyone down there in South Australia. So we'll send a Fecky shirt down. So if anyone ever asks, Pete, when you're wearing it, it was a suicide awareness thing. And a young girl ran a rugby league team out at a Nines carnival in Roma, mate, in memory of her dad and her brother, Kobe. Kobe was very good footballer, played under 18s for Queensland. And Darren was just a few people in the community here knew Fecky, just a wonderful bloke. One of the nicest blokes you will ever meet. And took his own life. That shattered the community, shattered me. It shattered me. And every time I go out to Surat, my own little hometown, I always go out to the cemetery and visit Darren and Kobe because they're both buried at the Surat cemetery, everyone. So, yeah. Ficky fishing shirt. That's it. Cuzzy bro. So that's it. So we still got 3 prizes to go, everyone. So well done on that. Yeah. John and Dana, everyone, get on a 143 JKRD. The countryside that John was in Idaho, those Grand Tetons, just snow-capped mountains, everyone, just amazing. I can't wait to see Yellowstone National Park, which is in Idaho and I think southern Montana, and then they're actually heading up into Montana. And that's why I love watching YouTube channels from other people from around the world. We get to see their part of the world, everyone. Just stunning scenery. Absolutely. I thought it was John's best clip yet for the scenery and that. Just incredible. And he had one there where you see a snow-capped mountain and John got a photo of it and you see the reflection in the lake of this snow-capped mountain. And it was just something that you'd see in a calendar. You know, those beautiful photos that you see in a calendar? That's the type of photo you see in there. So anyway, follow John's trip up through Idaho and up into Montana and his Yellowstone National Park next episode. And hopefully we get to see Yogi and Boo Boo running around, bloody chasing people and all that type of stuff with their bear claws. So I can imagine being ripped apart by a bear, everyone. That would not be a nice experience. Like getting two of those things just shredding you. Unbelievable. Jamie's just sent his address through for his shirt, so I'll post all that off tomorrow for you, fellas. Still got 3 prizes to go, everyone. So hang in there. So my bloody camping trip, everyone. Let's talk about the trailer. As I said, the toolbox on the front for the Blue Eddy power station. That was fantastic. The Blue Eddy, that ran the little Starlink because I had no comms down there in case I got tagged by a snake. As soon as I arrived there, the lady goes, mate, be careful. She said the browns and the taipans are coming out sunning themselves because it's really cold at the moment. And during the day, they're coming out and sunning themselves in the sun. She said, I've seen a few of them around. And that was as soon as I arrived there. I thought, oh, beauty. So the whole camping trip, in the back of your head, you got look out for taipans and eastern browns, number 2 and number 3 most venomous in the world. But I didn't see a snake while I was there, touch wood. And I definitely kept the swag zipped up. And that's what made me, in part 1, I talk about snake safety, everyone. And I think it's important. How many of you's out there? I should do a poll. I'm going to do a poll, everyone. You all love a good poll. Start a poll. Do you how do I start a poll? Be honest, everyone. No one can see. Do you have a snake bite kit when you go camping or thing? If you're hikers, if you're campers, do you have a designated snake bite kit? And by that, I mean a kit that has at least 2 big, stretchy crepe bandages so that you can do the pit, not the pit maneuver, the pit technique, pressure immobilization technique, where you wrap the bite and then you wrap a compression bandage up the whole limb, your arm, your leg, whatever it may be, and you restrict the flow of venom through the lymphatic system. That is how you treat a lapid snake bite. All our venomous snakes in Australia are lapids, everyone. We don't have adders and all that type of stuff. We got a death adder. The death adder is actually a lapid. So the venom works the same way as if you're bitten by a taipan or an eastern brown or a tiger snake or something like that, or a thing. Death adders are actually in a lapid. And Slacken's on. G'day, Slacken. How was your curry, mate? Hopefully you had a good time. Ladies and Bruces, sorry but Becca and I spent the day out together. We had a fantastic day, found a new curry restaurant as a bonus. Yes, I told everyone you were going out with Becca for a curry tonight, mate. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And hopefully you had a bloody great day with Becca. Fantastic. Getting to spend time with your kids, mate. Nothing better. So, yeah, if you haven't got a snake bite kit, everyone, you're mad. Go into your local King store. Chrissy Anderson donated one for the Christmas live feed, remember? A designated survival snake bite kit. They're $99 at King's. And in that, you'll have at least 2 big, broad bandages, the stretchy ones, and they even have the square on there. So when you pull it, when the square is a perfect square, that's you've got the proper tension on it. So it's foolproof. You wrap the whole limb up, everyone. Restrict the flow of venom through the lymphatic system, immobilize. So you put pressure bandage on and immobilize the patient. So don't get the moving. The more the patient moves, the more or the quicker the venom is going to flow through the lymphatic system. So keep them still, keep them calm. Okay. Get that, call 000. And if you can, get help to come to you rather than you take it. The less you can move the patient, the better. Splint the leg or the arm so they can't move it. Okay, you might be in a place at Woodley Station. If I got tagged by a taipan, rather than try and dick around on the phone, I probably would have bandaged myself up and got in the car and driven. And as soon as I get reception, dial 000 as I'm heading into Ravenshoe, and maybe the ambulance can meet me halfway. I don't know. Just get help as quick as you can. But the most important thing is you get that the pressure bandage on, or pressure bandages. Okay. Rectangle to square continuous. Yeah, that's exactly right. The bandages come with a rectangle, and when you stretch the bandage, it turns to a square. That's how you know you've got the proper thing. If you haven't got one of those bandages, fine. Just a stretchy bandage, get pressure onto the limb. We don't use tourniquets. That's old practice, everyone. We don't use tourniquets and cut the entire blood flow off. We use a compression bandage for elapid snakes in Australia. What happens if you get hit by a rattlesnake in America? I don't know we don't have rattlesnakes here. All our snakes are elapids, and even the death adder, which is an elapid, it's not an adder, it's an actual elapid. You bloody pressure immobilize, PIT, pressure immobilization technique. And if you can get those bandages on, you really set yourself up for a good chance of survival. So if you can get to a hospital, most of your hospitals here in Australia will have anti-venom for the type of snakes that are found in that area. I'm sure the hospitals around North Queensland will have anti-venom for eastern browns, for bloody taipans, obviously. Death adders, common and northern death adders. We don't have tiger snakes up here. We do have red belly black snakes up here, so they'll have black snake anti-venom. And the king brown, everyone, if you didn't know, the king brown, the mulga snake, which is our largest venomous snake, the mulga or the king brown, it's not a brown snake, it's actually part of the black snake family. So if you get tagged by a mulga or a king brown, they will hit you with black snake anti-venom because it's part of the black snake family, not a brown snake. 2 different anti-venoms. Watch Billy Collett. He's always milking snakes on YouTube, always milking mulgas and taipans, tigers, death adders. I think death adders have got their own anti-venom. Taipans have got their own anti-venom. Browns have got their own anti-venom, and black snakes have got their own anti-venom. Rough-scaled snakes, copperheads, things like that. What anti-venom they use for that, I'm not sure. That's I don't know, but that's up to the doctors to work that one out. So, yeah, Slacken, I answered no to your pole snake bite, but oh yeah, I'll do one for Slacken. Do you carry bear spray? I know John carries bear spray when he goes hiking up in Oregon. I heard John say to Dana once, he said, I'll just grab the bear spray. So if you go hiking in the United States or Canada where there's bears, you'd be mad not to take a Mark 9, we used to call it, Mark 9 OC spray. I don't know if bear spray is the same as OC spray that we use in the prisons. We used to use a big Mark 3 is the little one, that our individual ones. The cert boys used a big Mark 9 and they squirt a long way. And it was a big Mark 9. I'm not sure if bear spray is actually OC spray, the same stuff that the police use, Slacken. You might be able to answer that, mate. You might know. Or is bear spray something different? I'm tipping. I know OC spray works on dogs because I've had to do it myself. I was going to get eaten by a big bull mastiff one day, and I sprayed it in the face with me capsicum spray, and it worked. It was rolling around the garden going, it was stinging its eye. So OC spray definitely works on dogs. I presume it works on bears as well. Although I wouldn't like to test that theory. Does it work on crocodiles? I don't think so. I don't think crocs would give a shit if they got sprayed in the eyes with bear spray. So, John's on. G'day, John. How are you, mate? I was just talking about your channel. Bear spray is the larger 12 or 16 ounce can, and it's stronger than police OC spray. Well, there you go. John's ex-police, everyone, so he'll know. So bear spray is even stronger than OC spray. Wow. I guess it has to be because if you get sprayed with OC spray, you can still fight through that. John, as you know, we used to have to do that at the academy. You get sprayed and you still have to draw your gun and fight punch bags and all that, even with the spray in your eyes. So you can still fight through, but yeah, you don't want a bear still fighting. John, did you see me bear claws and Slacken? I don't know if he was wrong. I got them. They're me black bear claws. A guy got them for me from Bunnings. And that's when you slow cook your meat. You can you shred your meat up with your bear claws. But they're my new home invasion things, John. I've got a cricket bat and now some bear claws. I'll tell you now, if you jab someone in the neck with that, they ain't getting up from it. They are dangerous. That is hard, sharp plastic, everyone. I'd hate to think. But anyway, that's not what they're for. They're for shredding meat, everyone. So there's me new bear claws, everyone. Me Wolverine buck. Wolverine. That's what you call me, Wolverine. So, yeah, Peter, a shotgun is a great option, just not always legal to travel with it. It's hard to carry a shotgun while hiking, especially when you're going through Yellowstone National Park. Hey, John, I was just talking about your last clip, mate, when you were at the Grand Teton Mountains, the Grand Teton National Park with the snow-capped mountains. Stunning scenery, mate. Stunning. And I haven't seen one from Yellowstone pop up yet. I'm not sure. And what we all want to know is Yellowstone, is that where Yogi and Boo Boo hang out? Or is Jellystone part of Yellowstone? Where do Yogi and Boo Boo hang out, mate? Did you get to see them when you're up there in Jellystone National Park? I'm tipping it's up around that way. And we can't wait to see Yellowstone National Park. Mate of mine's been there, Yellowstone, and he said, mate, we saw a grizzly bear when we were at Yellowstone. And he said, I cannot believe how quick they are. Willie, it was. Him and Lisa went over on holidays, and they went to Yellowstone National Park, which I thought was in California for some reason, but it's in bloody Idaho and southern Montana, is it? I'm not sure if it goes up into southern Montana as well. He said, mate, you should see them grizzly bears. They can haul ass. There's no way you're outrunning them things. He said, they're fast. Jellystone where Yogi lives. Yeah, is it near Yellowstone? Surely Jellystone. Is it up that way? I'm tipping Jellystone's a fictional thing. But anyway, for us Aussies, we'll just pretend it's real. Jellystone is a fictional... righto. Jellystone is a fictional Yellowstone. Righto, gotcha. So they obviously couldn't say Yellowstone on the cartoons. I used to love watching Yogi Bear as a kid, the cartoon. Actually, we had one of my supervisors at the prison, Yogi Upton, and he looked like Yogi Bear. That's why they call him. Yogi, if you see this, I hope you're doing well, mate. Yogi was my supervisor, and Yogi's son joined the job. And Yogi was, anyway, Jeff, his name was, Yogi's son, Jeff. And of course, as soon as he was on my course, as soon as he got there, I'm Yogi's son. You're not Jeff anymore, mate. You're Boo Boo. So that was his nickname for the entire time I was there. He's still there now. He's still at the prison. It was Yogi and Boo Boo. So dad and son, Yogi Upton and Boo Boo. So that name, just as soon as he said, oh, yeah, Yogi's my dad, because everyone said, oh, Upton, you're related to Yogi? Yeah, that's my dad. All right, you are now officially known as Boo Boo. Nothing else. Jeff will not ever be mentioned again. You are Boo Boo. And it stuck with him the whole time I was there. Funny shit. Yeah. Yeah, Ninja Claws. They're savage, mate. Eh? They're like, I was just saying, John, I got a young Asian guy one night. He had some knuckle dusters in his backpack or his car, so I can't remember now. One of them, he had gloves, like weightlifting gloves, and he sewed a bike chain on one, and the other one was like that, the stuff that you nail down shade cloth with all the spikes on it, and he had that nailed pointy side out on the other glove. They were pretty vicious. So anyway, I charged him for their restricted items under the Weapons Act here in Queensland. Knuckle dusters, you're not allowed to have them. I don't know what it's like in America, but he got charged for that, and they were pretty vicious. But I tell you what if you had a set of them in your car? So if someone tries to cut, you get out, and then when the police get you for carrying knuckle, you say, no, mate, I'm going camping. I'm going to do a slow-cooked pork shoulder in me camp oven. They're me bloody claws for pulling the meat apart. But I'll tell you what, they are savage bits of gear. Can't wait to do a pulled pork or a pulled beef for that. It's going to be really good. Now, I got sidetracked there, didn't I? I was talking about the 270 awning. Let's get back to my camp setup. The 270 awning, fantastic. The King's awning, quick, easy, light. I got the 4 poles that you don't have to use the poles, but I do in case we get a big downdraft. The weather was stunning out there. That 270 awning, they're bloody for the price, everyone. The King's Plus awning. Jean got onto me and she said, Buck, I need to know what kind of zippers on it, because what Jean does is get the zip and the Velcro so that you can attach a shady gear wall. So Jean sent me up all these different types of zips, and I tried them all. The second last one I tried was the one for the King's Plus awning, the grey awning. So I sent it back to Jean and said, Jean, this is the type of zip. So Jean's going to have it. So if someone says, I've got a King's Plus awning, Jean goes, yep, this is the zip you need. So she knows that now. Kings have actually got a waterproof wall that you can zip on. I'm going to buy one of those, because I was sitting there the other night, I thought, if the rain's belting in sideways, if it's coming straight down, you're fine. But if it's coming in sideways, it'd be good to have a wall that I can zip on just to keep the rain off the swag. So I'll buy just one zip-on wall next time I go up to Keens and go to the King store. Morning, Jennifer G. And what else was really good? That V-Ball gazebo, everyone. That's something I wanted to talk about. That hexagonal gazebo, which is light, easy to set up. You just let it unfold. There's 5 tabs. Pull the tabs and it pops the side out. They're all spring-loaded sides. And then you walk in, you pop the roof up, and you've got a hexagonal gazebo. Then there's 2 little tent poles you put in to keep the door straight up, and then you can zip it up. Honestly, with 2 people, you could set that up in 2 minutes, everyone. And it's bloody easy to pack down, and it's easy to set up. And I'm just watching Cam and Tiff over in Western Australia on their latest swag trips, everyone. The flies are ridiculous over there. Cam and Tiff are talking to the camera. He just got flies, and the other day they're having lunch, and they had to get back in their vehicle to eat lunch. And I said to Cam, you need to get one of these gazebos, mate, when you're out camping. If the flies are off tap, you can go in, zip it up, take your chairs inside, and you've got somewhere some respite from the flies. Those Vivor, I know Oztent has got a version of it as well. You'll pay a lot more for it. But that gazebo, that Oztent Vivor gazebo I've got, I didn't need to take it on this camping trip. I just wanted to set it up so that you could see it. Bloody brilliant. I rate them. And there was someone at the camping with mates. I forget who they were now. They were in one. It was the Oztent one. And they said, Buck, these things are brilliant. They can, so waterproof roof, protected from flies and mozzies. You can peg it 5 pegs to peg it down. And then you've got the Velcro. Just go out, and if it's raining, Velcro a wall on, and you can make it waterproof as well. That Vivor gazebo, very, very good. Heaps easier to set up than one of those 3x3 gazebos, the pop-up ones, even though they're still pretty good. What else was good? The Big Daddy Air, everyone. My new blow-up swag. Brilliant. They shit all over a traditional Big Daddy Deluxe swag with the thing. Honestly, take it out, plug the pump in, 30 pumps, and it's up and done. And with the old King's Big Daddy Deluxes, as you know, I did a lot of clips on this, they sag in at the sides badly. The Big Daddy Air, the air pump ones, no sag in them, everyone. No sag, and those swags were down to $249 the other day. And you probably get them even cheaper if you buy them in a bundle deal. Buy them with a mat, and you go into King's and buy a bundle of 4, get a head torch, a swag, you probably get it even cheaper. $249 for that swag is good value. Comes with the pump, and not once, I was there for 3 days, and it was still rock hard. I didn't have to, after a day, going, it's going down, and put more pumps into it. It just stays up. Really, really good. The Big Daddy Air, everyone, the grey one. It's like Kings have brought out a Kings Plus range now, and it's all the grey canvas, all their bags and everything. It's gone to this nice, thick grey canvas. That Big Daddy Air swag, I rate it. The only thing I'll do different next time is take a inflatable mattress with me. I found the mattress, because of my bloody hips are riddled with arthritis, everyone, the cold weather was playing up. I think, and I've got them out there. I've got some inflatable mattresses in the shed. I'll take one of them. If I use the swag again, I'll take an inflatable mattress just to give me some extra padding. It's got a 70mm mattress, not quite thick enough. It needs to be a bit thicker, so an inflatable mattress. John, how is Dana with recoil? I thought Slacken was asking about Dana's foot. How's Dana's foot coming along? And Slacken's asking her about how she handles the recoil of a 45 ACP. North Americans, everyone. We're talking camping, and the Canucks and the Yanks are talking about guns. Unbelievable, Slacken. I just read that. I thought, John, how is Dana? I thought, he's asking how Dana's foot's going after she broke it. And he's asking how's Dana going with the recoil of a 45 ACP. Does Dana carry a 45 on her hip for bears, does she, John? I don't know. I haven't seen her carrying that around. Oh, dear. Hey, John, the Aussie shirts fit all right, mate. Hope they do. When you sent me your sizes, I thought I'll go up a size. I think John's fudging the sizes here. I think he looks a bit bigger than that. So I think I sent you a 2XL, mate, and Dana an XL. I can't remember now. So, yeah, Dana's, she was off her crutches in the last clip and getting around, and still limping, but was getting around without assistance. It was good to see. So it's been a long road to recovery, but it's good to see he's back out on the road, mate. So, yeah. It's for bear protection. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Everyone goes, everything in Australia wants to kill you. But, at the end of the day, when you're in a swag in Australia, nothing's going to drag you out of your swag, everyone, and rip you to shreds. You might get dingoes come around. They'll sniff around and piss off. I guess if you've got a young kid in there by itself, they might try and get in. Dingoes, we know what dingoes are like when they're getting that pack mentality. If you don't camp near the water, you're not going to get dragged out of your swag by a crocodile. If you zip your swag up, you're not going to have a snake come in there with you. The biggest danger I get when you get out at night and you walk out into the bush to take a piss, which I do about 4 times a night, when you unzip your swag, and I unzip, get out, zip it back up again. Raph comes out with me if he wants. And then you walk 10 meters off to the long grass or a tree. That's when you're going to get tagged by a snake, everyone, at night time when you're going for a piss at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so a croc will. Yeah, I know, Lynn, but you've got to, if you're not camping near the water, mate, or you're camping, I know crocs can come up. You're camping on the top of the beach in North Queensland. Yeah, there's a chance a croc will come up and try and get you out of your swag. You've got to be smart. That's where you sleep in a rooftop tent, or you camp way the bloody hell back away from the water. So you've got to be smart. And it happened to a bloke up in Princess Charlotte Bay. He got dragged out of his swag by a 4-metre crocodile and torn to shreds. And luckily, Grandmum had a rifle with her and came out and put a bullet through the croc's head. And they had to chop her old mate out. The croc bloody ripped him out of his swag. He was in there with his wife. And the croc just trashed the swag and got him by the leg. Stuff nightmares are made of. But if you don't camp near the water, a croc ain't going to get you here. So you just got to be smart. Whereas in Canada and Africa, I mean, Africa would be worse than, you're worrying about bears and that, and mountain lions in North America. What about Africa? You got leopards and lions and all that type of shit that can get you at night. I'd be sleeping with one eye open in Africa, let me tell you. Imagine a lion, pride of lions cruising around your campsite at night. I had a mate, Justin Toomby. He went on a hiking thing through Africa. He said they had our tent set up one night, and next minute, it was the middle of the night, there's commotion. And he said he's never been so scared in his life. The camp got raided by a pack of baboons. And he said they were going off, ripping tents apart, looking for food and shit. And he said he was shitting bricks. He said they got their campsite got overrun by baboons. And he said that was scary. He said, though, you seen the teeth on baboons and that? Holy dooly. Got attacked by a Greenpeace drop bear once, and it cost me $5 to get away. Oh. Well, John's saying Africa's where they invented, yeah. And what was I'll think of the name of the company in a minute, mate. Oh, I nearly had it then. Yeah, the Africans invented some good camping gear, mate. They invented rooftop tents for a reason. Yeah, but they didn't realise that lions and leopards and cheetahs and shit, they can climb too. And they'll get you up in a rooftop tent. Lions. But you speak to Andrew St. Pierre White, he was never worried about lions and that. Andrew used to camp in a rooftop tent in Africa by himself, doing overlanding. And he just did not seem to be perturbed by lions. He said, just got to be smart. I've seen stuff on YouTube where people wake up at night, shine their torch, and outside you see this shadow of a lion walking past their tent. You think, oh my God, that must be terrifying. That must be terrifying. So we don't have that shit in Australia. Snakes and crocs. That's it. That's it. And cassowaries. Look out for cassowaries. If they go, you know all about it. But we're pretty safe here. Let's face it, at the end of the day, snakes are our biggest danger in Australia. We got all the bad boys down here. You get tagged by a snake, you're in deep shit. And there's lots of them. But mind you, North America's got lots of rattlesnakes. Africa's got black mambas and green mambas and bloody forest cobras and stuff. So funnel web snakes are the worst. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't want to get tagged by a funnel web spider either. They're bad news. Yeah, kangaroos are okay, mate. They can get a bit savage, but I don't think anyone's ever been killed by a kangaroo, have they? The biggest danger with kangaroos is hitting them in your car, one coming through the windscreen of your car, or if you're on a motorbike. People have been killed on motorbikes by kangaroos bouncing out and knocking them off their motorbikes. That's the biggest danger there. But yeah, kangaroos can get a bit grumpy and box you and whatever. But there's a lot of stuff on YouTube of people being attacked by kangaroos. But yeah, you've got to be pretty unlucky to get attacked by a kangaroo, haven't you? But they're not like a grizzly bear. They're not going to rip you apart. You wouldn't want to get hit by a cassowary by their claws. Their middle claws like that. Someone has been disemboweled by a cassowary and died. There actually has been a fatality from a cassowary. Those things are the angriest bird in the world, I reckon, when they're stirred up. I've seen one stirred up at a wildlife park. They went in with a riot shield, and this cassowary, it held two of them at bay. It was going off its tits. So they can be dangerous. Cassowaries, you give them a wide berth and don't do anything to thing. But at the end of the day, we're pretty lucky here in Australia, except for the snakes. We're pretty lucky. And crocs in northern Australia. There's a big, you see here in the boat ramps, be croc wise in croc country. There's big signs everywhere. Achtung, warning, don't swim here. There's bloody saltwater crocodiles. So, yeah. So what else was I talking about? The gazebo, brilliant. The 270 awning, brilliant. The Big Daddy Air swag, brilliant. The King's tripod light, brilliant. Loved it. The Aussie campfire kitchen stuff, guys, the swing around, brilliant. Loved it. Now, you saw my clip where I did up Roz's, hey, back from mate. Jace just did a 12-kilometre run. Hope you did some for me. Back from Mayton Athletics Centre. Just finished 12 kilometres in an hour 19. Good work, mate. I can still do 12 Ks in the BT50. Oh, well, there you go. Well, once again, big animal. People have been killed by buffalo in Nullumboy, which is Gove over in Arnhem Land, everyone, in the Northern Territory. We used to have a buffalo siren at school. If the buffaloes were on the school oval, we weren't allowed to play. Yeah, fair enough, Jennifer. They're a big, and at the end of the day, they're a wild animal, buffaloes. And if they get cranky, yeah, exactly right. We were coming in to land on an airstrip in East Timor in a Caribou aircraft one day, and just about to land on this remote airstrip, and next thing, he put her into, oh, what's happened here? When we finally landed, I said to the pilot, what happened on the first landing? He goes, I was about to land her, and a water buffalo walked across the runway, just a grass strip in East Timor. He said, yeah, bloody water buffalo. He said, we're just about to land, and we saw him coming, and we just had to do abort the landing and go around again, wait for him to get off the runway. So, yeah, there you go. Has been seen out here in the scrub. True story. Yowies. Yowies are dangerous. I had a copper tell me once, he was on a hike once, and he's not a bloke who's into mythical things and all that. He seems he's Sergeant, Queensland cop. He said, mate, I was walking, doing the waterfall circuit up here, and he said, something was watching me. He said, I just got that hair on the back of my neck stood up. And he said, something was watching me from the bush. And he said, I'm not into all this conspiracy theory shit. He said, something was watching me from the bush. He reckons it was a yowie. And I said, fair. He goes, yeah, mate. He said, I knew something was watching me. He said, it was just eerily, he said, I was scared. So there you go. There are people out there that reckon yowies exist. And Bigfoot, Slacken goes out and wrestles one in his backyard every bloody night over there, old Sasquatch or whatever they're called over there. Him and Trev Kelly. Trev Kelly's always looking for yowies down in Rocky. Yeah, everyone's saying top effort, Jace. Yeah, absolutely. 12 Ks. That's a fair distance, everyone. Now, you saw my clip where Roz was over cleaning her mum's house up and old rusty camp oven. And I brought it back to life, everyone, with some vinegar and a bit of elbow grease and baked her in the hooded barbecue and baked the oil back into it, and she looked like brand new. There's the lid to it. So you'll see on I do a damper. What was the ginger beer damper. When I was doing the ginger beer damper, I say, bloody, and the roast. It was the roast and then the ginger beer damper. I said, the one thing I don't like about this camp oven is it's got a convex lid on it. I said, the bloody coals don't sit on it. The coals keep sliding off. And that's one thing I didn't like about it. And then halfway through the camping trip, I'm there, I was clean, I was giving it a wash, and then I flipped it over, and I went, hang on a minute. So I put it in the camp oven like that, and it's a perfect fit. So If you want to put coals in it, you turn the lid upside down, excuse me, and then there you've got like a bowl to put your hot coals in. I didn't realise that, did I, when I was doing my roast beef and damper? I still made it work. But that camp oven, someone thought about it. And when I do the steaks, watch me do my porterhouse steaks, everyone. I do one straight on the coals, and then I put this on the coals, let it heat up, and I just put it in the coals like that, and I threw on a big porterhouse steak, sizzled it up, and then I put a couple of garlic butter balls in there. But that camp oven lid, everyone, you just sit that in the coals, and it's like a bloody big cast iron frying pan. Look at it. So you can do a couple of steaks in there, throw some onion in, some mushrooms, and then throw some gravy in or whatever you want to do. And look at the edges on it. That is so you can use that as a frying pan as well. I know a lot of the lids off a camp oven you can use as a frying pan, but this one even more so, because have a look how deep it is. So you turn it upside down, put it on the camp oven, put your coals in, but you can also just drop that in the coals. You can put that over a gas cooker too as well, I guess, and use it as a bloody frying pan. So there's I don't need to take a cast iron frying pan anymore. I just use that. I can use the lid off Roz's mum's. That's a bloody beauty. And I didn't realise till halfway through that I could have just turned it upside down. It still seals the camp oven so coals can't get inside, and sit your coals inside there. They don't fall out. So I'm going to be using that camp oven a lot more. John said, I really enjoyed the Dutch oven restoration. Yeah, it come up really good, mate. Obviously, if you get a real bad one, you might need to get a drill with a wire brush on it to really get in there. But that white cleaning vinegar, everyone, which you can get from any hardware shop, it's just called cleaning vinegar. It's good for mold, and everyone uses vinegar to, especially up here in North Queensland, with mold setting in. White vinegar is good for that. But you get cleaning vinegar, tip that in the camp oven, bit of elbow grease, and it rips the rust off. It really does. Then you oil it up, get it into an oven or whatever, and bake that oil into the pores. Season your camp oven back up, or your Dutch oven as they call it over there. And that bloody camp oven, I went to BCF, got a bag for it, so I've got a good bag for it now. But that lid, there's your cast iron frying pan as well. So if you go and have a look for a camp oven, everyone, have a look at the lid and see if the lid can be reversed and used as a frying pan. A lot of them you can. That one you can. It's a beauty. It's really deep, concave shape, and you can throw your steaks in there, throw your onions in, some mushroom, throw a little thing of gravy in, warm your gravy through, and then how easy is that? You can even eat out of it if you wanted to. Bring it out, use it as your plate, and then you've only got that to wash up. And then, let's face it, cast iron is so easy and quick to clean. It really is. Cast iron's the simplest thing. Really hard to get stuff to stick to it. If anything sticks, just give it a scrape and off it comes. Really, really good. Oh, my nose is running, everyone. Get a round ring made with a little tabs around the outside. Problem solved. Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. But as I said, yeah, I know what you mean there. You could get a little ring to sit on there. You go to your local metalwork shop and get a ring that same diameter, 30 centimetre. I've got a ruler here. That lid's 10 inch. That's 10 inch. What's 10 inches in centimetres? 250. 250 mil or 25 centimetres. So 10 inch, that's a 10 inch lid. So you get a 10 inch diameter steel thing, sit it on top there, and then your coals. Yeah, that would work too, mate. Or flip him upside down and your coals sit in there. Yeah, so I'm not sure what part that is, everyone. So I put the last clip out, came out on Friday. Next one's on part 2 Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday. So there's 6 parts coming out for the camping trip. And there's damper cook-ups, there's steak cook-ups. I tried the dirty steak or the caveman steak straight on the coals. I didn't rate it, everyone. The steak I did in that lid there was way better. Way better. Yeah, you can do it. You can cook steak straight on the coals, everyone. I didn't season it. I didn't put any oil on it or any seasoning because I wanted Rafa to have some. Maybe if Timmy Bates did it, he put oil on it and salt and pepper, and he was going on, oh, it's bloody beautiful, best steak I've had. I don't know. I call bullshit on that. The steak I got out of that off that frying pan lid was way better because it had garlic butter. If I did the dirty steak and finished it off some garlic butter, it would have been a lot better. So see you slacking. See you, mate. Hope you're well. All lids on mine work both ways. Okay, good work, Mick. Yeah. So, but that one's a beauty. It's got a real concave shape to it, which makes a really, really good frying pan. So it's a lid from a camp oven, and it makes a really, really good frying pan as well. So camping item with dual purposes. That's what you want, eh? Anyway, I had a great time out there. The weather was superb. I want to go and buy a blow-up dinghy so me and Rafa can go for a row up the mill stream next time. There's freshwater crocodiles in there, everyone, but so I want to get a little blow-up dinghy. So fill in the day. Sometimes during the day it can get a bit boring when you're by yourself. Rafa doesn't hold a good conversation, everyone, but I just thought just to fill a couple of hours in during the day. In the morning, you're doing your brew and all that type of stuff, and the afternoon, you're starting your cook-ups. But during the middle of the day, it can get a little bit boring. But I think if you've got a little blow-up dinghy and go for a row up the mill stream there at Woodley, that would have filled in a few hours of the day. The other thing I love, and when I'm doing fire camping, is the Kelly kettle, everyone. Reg's Jr. That Kelly kettle. Go to a tree, under a tree, get some sticks and twigs, put a fire lighter in the bottom, throw the sticks and twigs down the middle, and 5 minutes later, you got boiling water for your brew. That Kelly kettle, another great bit of camp gear that I've got. I really rate the Kelly kettle. Great bit of gear. I've got some more giveaways. Let's do another giveaway, everyone, before I go. How long have I been on? Too long. Got 100 on watching. Good stuff. Now, here we go, everyone. What have I got left? I've got an extra large polo left with coolers and that. I've got a 2XL Fecky polo and a small Fecky polo. So 3 prizes left to think. Righto. On Steve Fuller's latest clip, everyone, is a little town called Holbrook. And there's a museum there. And it's one of our old Oberon class submarines. Okay. And it was fantastic. They were Oberon class submarines built in Scotland, though. So we got them off the British or the Scottish. Bloody great submarines. And I knew a bloke, Ron Bucci, used to work on them when he was in the Navy. We had 6 of them. All of them started with O. Onslow, Atama, all the thing. What's the one, Steve Fuller? What's the one at Holbrook in New South Wales, everyone? The Steve Fuller one. HMAS what? It starts with O. HMAS, Timmy Ryan, got it. HMAS Otway was the submarine where Steve was on his latest thing. So, yeah, HMAS Otway, where Atama, I was a bloke I knew in the army. He was an electronic warfare operator. I think he was on the submarine, the Oberon class submarine. This is before we got the Collins class, everyone. And they were at night, and it submerged off the coast of New South Wales. Didn't follow procedures. There was two sailors in the conning tower, and lost them. They got down and did a head check and went, we're down 2 sailors here. Surface gone, never seen again. Can you think of that's the shit nightmares are made of? These 2 sailors were still up in the conning tower, or the conning tower it's called, the conning tower, and they submerged the sub with them still up there. Lost, never seen again, lost at sea. Dear oh dear. That captain should have just about done jail time over that. I'm sure there's a procedure on submarines where captain or the XO is last man down from the conning tower. They left 2 up there and they never were seen again. Bloody thing. HMAS Otway. Timmy Ryan, what do you want, mate? I've got the XL Aussie shirt with the coolers and that, or I've got a 2XL Fecky shirt, polo, or a small polo. If they don't fit you, you can give them to someone else, mate. So I'll just wait for Tim to get back and let me know which prize he wants, and we'll get straight into some other ones. Yeah, pretty sure if you miss sailors, that's a big whoopsie. You're not wrong, mate. That captain should have just about gone to prison for that, and the XO for not following proper procedure. I'm sure when you dive a submarine, there is a procedure. You'd know better than me, John. You're a Marine. There's a procedure in place. And I'm pretty sure that either the XO or the captain of the watch would be the last man down before they lock the hatch. No, someone come down and went, yeah, dive the boat. And just still two sailors up there. Imagine they're going, we're going under here. And they're probably tapping on the thing, let us in, let us in. She dove, they were washed away at sea, never seen again. I even watched the video and couldn't recall the name. Yeah. Aussie shirt. Okay, so Timmy Ryan has got the XL Aussie, 2 coolers, the Buckaroony, one of them things, and 2 key rings. So that's 4 down. I've got a 2XL Fecky polo to go and a small Fecky. So let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. I've got 2 more questions, everyone. Righto, this one I'll test you. When I cook my steak out on the camping trip, everyone likes their steak done different ways. I like my steak well done. When you put the probe into a steak, how many degrees Celsius is well done? How many degrees Celsius is a well done steak? I need it on the money. Right on the money. How many degrees? Oh, Jamie Fulton's got it. 70 degrees Celsius. Jamie is all over it like a bad rash. 67, no, not quite. East Coast campers. 67, 75, 64, no. Bradley Howell's on. G'day, Brad. 1,000 degrees Celsius, he reckons. Yeah, not quite. I don't like it quite that well done. No, it's 70, everyone. 70 degrees. I'll show you. Excuse me. I've got a chart here, which I use for when I'm out in the thing. Meat temperature safety guide. Sorry about the glare. Print one of them out off the internet, everyone. You'll find it. Meat temperature safety guide. Put it in get it laminated. Poultry, pork, beef, lamb, and seafood. And it tells you in Fahrenheit and Celsius what the meat should be. And as we know, we don't undercook pork, do we, everyone? White meat or bloody poultry. So white meat, 71. Got to be 71. So if it's anything under that, you don't want to undercook poultry. You don't want to undercook pork. Beef, you can get away with it. People like rare, medium rare. There you go. Well done. 70 degrees Celsius, everyone. And ground, if you're cooking mince, 71. Not that you can just tell from mince looking at it, but lamb, a lot of people like to underdo their lamb a bit. Well done lamb is 65. So lamb doesn't get cooked quite as much as what beef does for well done. So Jamie, did Jamie, no, he already chose that one, didn't he? Oh no, Jamie, what do you want? That was the 5th one. Jamie's got another one, everyone. Which one do you want, mate? Well, wait. So I've got a 2XL Fecky polo shirt and a small polo shirt. I know the small will be no good. You might have some kids that you know or a friend that might fit small, or 2XL. Right, mate. There you go. So the 2XL Fecky polo. They're a bloody beautiful looking shirt, though. So, Jamie, you're getting one parcel with 2 prizes in it, and I might get into the 6th one. So all this is now, everyone, is a small Fecky polo shirt. So for a kid or a small woman or something, if it doesn't fit you and you don't think you want it, just don't put the answer in, everyone. Let someone who wants that. So it's a small Fecky polo shirt and 2 stubby coolers, everyone. 2 Mr. Buckaroony stubby coolers, okay? So here we go. Cast your mind back to when I had a boat. What kind of engine did I have on Raffaroo the boat? I want the make and the size. What did I have on Raffaroo the 420 Renegade boat? What kind of engine and what size? Like 100 horsepower Suzuki. That's what I want, something like that. This is for a small one. No, Russ, you're not getting it. You knew that. Mark Lavelle. Done. No, it was an E-Tech. Evinrude E-Tech 40 horsepower. Russ, do you want a small fecky shirt? Marky, do you want it? Mark Lavelle was the second one there. Mark, can you use, or do you know, have you got some kids or, I don't know, grandkids, something that can use a small fecky shirt, mate? Or you've got a friend that and a couple of stubby coolers? So if that's good to you, Mark, let me know and I'll send it down to you, mate. A small fecky polo shirt, mate. Yeah, Evinrude E-Tech 40 horsepower. And I missed that boat. I should have bloody... Yeah, my son said to me the other day, hey, there's a thing they do down on the Murray River called the Tinny Rally. And it's just like hundreds of tinnies. And they just go hundreds of kilometres down the Murray River. And then they pull up at night and camp and go to a pub. And it's like a big charity thing and just a get-together of people. He said, that bloody... he said, that boat of yours would have been perfect for that. A 420 Renegade with a 40 on the back would have been good for that Murray River Tinny Rally. Mark's going redraw. Right, I'll have to think of another question in a minute. I'll think of another question. Righto, here we go. What is, you should all know this, everyone. What's Slacken's son's name? What's Slacken's son's name? He's only got 2 daughters and a son. What's Slacken's son's name? Does anyone know? I'll give you a hint. It's the same as Jennifer G's son. There you go. There's a hint. Robbie. Bradley Howe's got it. Yeah, Robbie. That's right. What's a rabbitoh? A rabbitoh is a person who used to hunt rabbits. Wascally wabbits. A rabbitoh. I didn't know that till Mark told me. The South Sydney Rabbitohs. So they just call them a rabbits and they've got a rabbit. A rabbitoh was actually a person who went out hunting and skinning rabbits, apparently. Mark, help me out. Is that correct? A rabbitoh is the bloke who used to actually go out and hunt the rabbits. That was a rabbitoh, not the actual rabbit itself. Robbie. So Bradley, do you want the Mary probably fit that, mate, will she? Would Mary fit a small fecky polo, mate? What's Brad? Robbie, we'll see if Bradley. Brad saying go to Mark. Yes, spot on. No, that was Mark. I'm just waiting for Brad to say, yeah, we'll take it. Brad, will Mary have that, mate, a small polo? Go halves with Phil. Yeah, no, it'd be nice, Russ. Probably should have hung on. Phil said, I'm spewing now. I would have bought that bloody Renegade off you. I said, well, you had your chance, mate, to buy it. And anyway. Yeah, okay. I'll send that down to Brad with a couple of stubby coolers, Bradley. A couple of coolers. So there you go, guys. Six prizes this morning. Well done on that. I just had some leftover shirts I needed to get rid of. Might as well give them away to you guys out there and give you the chance. So I'll post them off. Make sure you send me your addresses, everyone, if you want a prize this morning. No, Timmy, I've been to the rabbit factory in Texas and it was closed. I was down visiting my grandparents at the cemetery, mate. And I said to Ros, come on, we'll go up the rabbit factory. Got up there, it was closed because it's run by volunteers and the rabbit factory was closed. Gidgey's been there and said it was bloody brilliant. And Steve and Annie have been to the rabbit factory as well in Texas. I remember rabbit hunting. I remember spotlighting when I was living in Texas, everyone, or Limevale outside Texas. And we used to go spotlighting at night and my cousins would be on the 22s and I'd be on the spotlight. And when they plugged a rabbit, I used to run out. They keep the spotlight there. I used to run out and grab the rabbits after they they got shot. And back in the early 70s, everyone, my grandmum and that, she used to cook up rabbit stew, top knot pigeon stew. They used to go out and hunt their own meat. They used to have their own cattle, so they'd slaughter a cow and divide it up through the family and that. That's how it was done in the old days. I've eaten rabbit stew. Would I eat rabbit stew now? Probably not. I'm a fussy bugger now with what I eat. I'm really fussy. As a kid, you just ate what was put in front of you. I've eaten steak and kidney and all that shit as a kid. That's what Mum used to feed us. I couldn't think of eating kidney and sheep's brain. That was one thing me and Gidgy wouldn't do. We'd never eat the crumb sheep. Last time I was at Mum's place, Mum cooks a baked chicken. Just chicken and veggies for dinner. A roast chook in the oven. I felt like saying to Mum, all the stuffing around, why don't you just go and buy one at Coles, Mum? It's a lot easier. But anyway, Mum wanted to cook it herself in the oven. So she got everything smothered in gravy, and I got one of these. What's that? It was the parson's nose, everyone. The chook's ass. I felt like saying to Mum, Dad was the only one who ate the chook's ass. Like, they grossed the rest of us out. So I had the chook's ass in my mouth, and I actually felt nauseous. Like, I'm weak-gutted now when it comes to what I eat, everyone. I just real fussy with my food. And it's just the thought that I just had a chook's ass, something that used to shit out of, in my mouth, and I felt a bit nauseous. I was going, it's like, I felt like saying, Mum, take the chook's ass off next time you do a roast chicken, will you? I don't eat this shit. Dad used to, I bags the parson's nose, he'd go. Who used to eat the parson's nose when your mum did a roast chicken? Now, did I do a poll? I did. I forgot all about the poll, everyone. Do you have a snakebite kit? 63% said yes. So all the other 37% of you guys, if you go camping, go and get a snakebite kit, please. Go to King's or somewhere. Go to your local pharmacy. Pharmacy sells snakebite bandages, and they're the proper ones that when you stretch them, it goes from a rectangle to a square. That's when you know you've got the proper pressure. So when you do that around the limb, you square, wrap it, and you go the entire limb. You put 2 bandages on if you need to. Nice, firm compression bandage. Pressure immobilization technique, PIT. So get pressure on there, the whole limb with compression bandages, and immobilize the patient. Don't get them moving. The more they move, the more the venom flows through the lymphatic system. That's how our snakes operate here, our leopards. They pump the venom through the lymphatic system, not through the bloodstream. So you guys, 37%, if you go camping, please go out and buy a snakebite kit and then get on YouTube and learn your snakebite procedure. Because if you live in this country, it can happen, everyone. Don't think it can't. People die every year from snakebite, and hundreds of people get bitten by snakes, and the reason they survive is they get the bandages on and they get to the hospital quick smart and get get any venom in them. You get nailed by a brown or a taipan and you don't get that bandage on, you're dead, everyone. It's as simple as that. End the poll. I was gonna do another poll. I forgot. What was I talking about before I did the snakebite thing? I was going to ask you another question. Doesn't matter. My God, look, I'm bloody devastated. So 63% do. Kings have got a good one, everyone. It's the survival brand. Really, really good one. So anyway, I've run out of things to say, everyone. I think I've talked about my camping trip. If you want to know more about it, watch the upcoming clips. The next one, part 2, drops on Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And put a comment down. If you got any questions, put a comment down. It was good. And we're going to go out again soon. We've got the Barra Crab coming up in less than a month now, in a month's time. See us all at the Barra Crab. And Roz and I, we're going to go down to Mission Beach and take the caravan down to Mission Beach for a few nights, because there's a caravan repair place at Mission Beach called the Caravan Man. And I want to get him to check the brakes, the bearings, breakaway system, and do an under thing check. Get a service done on the caravan, and we'll be all ready to go for the Barra Crab in a month's time. So probably next week sometime or the week after, we'll have a look at the weather, and me and Roz might head down to Mission Beach for 3 or 4 nights and take Raph down with us, go for heaps of beach walks and all that type of stuff, and get the caravan service while we're down there. Nagi Island didn't appear on this one. So yeah, I ran into an old couple at the Ravenshoe Bakery the other day. They're heading up to Cape York, everyone. And I got talking to them about it, and I was telling them about good places to stay, and they were really interested in what I had to say. I said, talking about Bramwell Station, Moreton Telegraph Station, when they get up to Seisha, book a day trip and go on the ferry up to Thursday Island, and then go across to Horn Island and do the Horn Island tour. Horn Island was the second most bombed place in Australia in World War II, behind Darwin, by the Japanese. And the museum at Horn Island's fantastic. World War II history and the Pearl Diving Days history. Wonderful museum up on Horn Island. So I told them all about that, and they went, oh, that sounds really good. I said, don't just go to Bamiga, stand on the tip. Spend a day, go up and do Thursday Island. Go up into the Torres Strait for a day and have a look. You'll be glad you did. And I told them about Bungie helicopters that operating out of Punsen Bay. I said, spend the money and do the 15-minute helicopter trip where you get to fly over the tip of Australia. And it looks like a big crocodile sitting in the water when you see it from the air. Absolutely amazing. So they were really interested in what I had to say there, because I've been up there a few times. Jennifer said, Robbie will eat chicken, and when he finishes it, it looks like ants have been, there's no bones left. I knew a bloke at he used to eat the bones as well. He'd come in with some cold chicken legs out of the salad bar, Chrissy Pamela. And you hear, and you look over, he's munching on the bones as well. I said, you eat the bones too? He goes, yeah. He was like a dog. He just munching on chicken bones. Unbelievable. Kane Higgins, you diddly donk. How are you, Kane? You were going to come to the Barra Crab, Kane. I bet you haven't booked in. Kane, I bet you haven't booked into the Barra Crab yet. Yeah. Jennifer saying we get Eastern Browns here in the backyard in Bowen. Yeah. They're bloody, yeah, I'm lucky. Yeah, I haven't seen I haven't seen a venomous snake in the yard. I get all those they're mildly venomous, doll's eyes, water pythons, the big scrubbies, which can eat the pets. They're the ones I don't want here. But yeah, not that I've seen yet. I haven't had a taipan or an Eastern Brown that I've seen. I'm sure a taipan has probably wiggled through at night without me knowing, but I don't want to see them. I know every time I go out to the shed at night, before I walk into my shed, I put my hand around, I turn the lights on, and I look. That's just habit now. I do not walk into my shed when it's dark, everyone. I turn the lights on, I look, and then I'll go into the shed, just in case there's a friggin' taipan or something in there at night. You just can't be too careful, can you, with snake safety? Oh, dear. Don't forget the snapping handbags. Yeah, I know. They're down in the river behind me. I've seen there's a big fella down in the river behind the North Johnston River, and he got my neighbour's dog years ago. Beautiful border collie. And they were down at the river, and the dog got too close to the water, and whooshka, right in front of the kids, their dog got taken. It would have been horrible to see, seeing your dog get taken by a bloody crocodile. And that happened down behind my house here, everyone. So hence Rafa doesn't go anywhere down near that water. When I had Kobe, my golden retriever, and Roz's dog Lucky, who Mum took over Lucky used to piss off down to the river and take Kobe with her. And I saw him come back from the river a few times, all muddy and that. And I just thought, only a matter of time, one of you is going to get hit by a croc. You go down the river by yourselves, bloody idiots. Anyway, Lucky wouldn't stay in the yard. She was a Jack Russell. We gave her to Mum, and Mum had her for years. She was a beautiful dog and used to belong to Roz. And when Roz moved in with me, she had Lucky, and Lucky kept escaping all the time, little turd, and going down the river and taking Kobe with her, my golden retriever. And I thought, one of you is going to get nailed by that croc down there one day. And anyway, we ended up giving Lucky to Mum, and she had a long, happy life down with my mum before she got too old. Yeah. Jennifer said, we live in an Eastern Brown breeding ground. Yeah, I know. So you need a 12-gauge shotgun with birdshot in it, Jennifer. That's awesome. Yeah. Fizz and M. We had a baby Eastern Brown on our kitchen floor a couple of months ago. And don't be fooled because they're small. A small Taipan or a small Eastern Brown will kill you just as quickly as an adult will. Unbelievable. Yeah, bloody Eastern Browns, they're the second most venomous snake in the world, everyone. You don't want to be messing with them or a Taipan. Yeah. Don't you live the way that inner city clowns formulate policy for people that live in remote? Yeah, I know, Brad. It's like everything, mate. It's like crocodile management. Sharks now. That's what I was going to mention too. Another guy got taken by a great white down at Albany in Western Australia. That's 3 fatal shark attacks in less than a month, everyone. We had 2 great white, one on Rottnest Island, one at Albany, and then just off Innisfail here out at the reef, a bloke got hit by a bull shark spearfishing about 2 weeks ago out off Hull Heads, which is off Tully, everyone. So 20-something Ks off Innisfail here out at the Barrier Reef. And I reckon the bull sharks are getting that bad now out on the reef. You can't get a fish in the boat. Before someone was pulling a fish in the other day, it had 5 bull sharks chasing the fish. So, and Bob Catter's up in ours. We need to start, it's just too many of them now. Their populations are too much. And crocodiles, people in Canberra and Brisbane making the rules for us up here in North Queensland on crocodiles. We need to cull those bloody things. I don't care what anyone says. And bull sharks over here on the East Coast, bull sharks need culling now. There are too many of them. Too many of them. You can't, not that you swim in a river here because of crocs. If there were no crocs in the Johnston River, you still wouldn't swim in it because of the bull sharks in there. Even the Brisbane, every river along the east coast of Australia, the mouth of the rivers, will have bull sharks. Just too many of them. Way too many. Anyway, so bull sharks over east and the odd tiger shark, but over West Aussie, when someone gets hit by a shark over there, it's usually a great white, everyone. That's usually game over when they get hit by those things. So, yeah, 3 spear fishermen. So that's why I don't spearfish everyone. That's why it worries me about Brody on Youngbloods. He spearfishes all the time. And he comes, bull shark's down there. It's only a matter of time before Brody gets nailed by a shark too. He's getting too bloody familiar with them. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to finish up there. I've got things to do. I want to get out of the shed, have a tinker around. Going well. Got the BT50. That's the other thing about that camping trip I was going to say. The camping itself is fun. You know what else I find fun? Is when I get home, it's the unpack and the cleaning all the gear, washing all your stuff up properly, getting it back in, taking the BT, giving the BT a good wash, vacuuming it inside, wiping it down, getting all the dust out of it, making it smell nice, get everything ready for the next camping trip, sort it out. You know, like things like I didn't have any magic dust for the fire the other night. I got one of those magic dusts in there to make the fire go different colours because I wasn't cooking on it anymore. Didn't have any. So I went into Super Cheap the other day and they had them on the counter, 5 of them or 6 of them, throw them in. So I've got them for next camping trip. So I enjoy the unpack as well. I actually enjoy it. Put a bit of music on in the shed and start bloody cleaning everything, pack it away, get it ready for the next trip. And that little camper trailer, a couple of those big Bunnings tubs, everyone, that is so simple and easy. You want, one's a tucker box and one's got all your other utensils and all the, so if you want something, you know, you go to the tub. There it is. Want me flour? Go to the tucker box. There's me flour. Want the golden syrup? It's in the tucker box. You know where everything is. And those boxes, you throw everything in, put the lid on, into the camper trailer. My pack up the other day must have been 25 minutes and I was out of there. Simple, quick and easy. And it was a bloody good trip. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Enjoy the footy this afternoon. And once again, Dean Beck, thank you so much. Again, mate, if you're still on, for my pizza stone set. More pizza cook-ups coming, everyone. All different ways to cook pizzas that I've got in my shed and me bear claws. There they are there. Can't wait to do a big bloody slow-cooked pork shoulder or something and shred her up with a claw. So, Dean, you'll see them on an upcoming clip soon, mate. Me bear claws. and they might have to stay beside the bedside table in case I get a home invader. I'll tell you what, jab to the neck with one of them. Good night, the fox. All right, see you later, everyone. Up the Eels, Marky. Jamie's saying up the Eels as well. Yeah, against the doggies. Anyway, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed the chat, everyone. It was all about camping at the end of the day. We'll keep all the negative stuff out of it. No one wants to hear that. Well done to all the winners, the prize winners. Those shirts were just sitting around, although I might as well just bloody give them away to someone. Hope you enjoy them. And we'll catch you again next Sunday, maybe, eh? See ya, and thanks for tuning in. Bye now. Where's End? Up here. See ya.